looking at the next media deal being $75 billion. Do the math and tell me what the difference between 2 and 2.3% and 3% is on that over the course of the next 20 years. And so, the issue becomes that if you're going to dilute your share down in perpetuity, how much money are you going to have to get from the guys who buy into the league?
Yeah.
You're basically buying in 2% of the NBA. What's that worth?
Yeah.
And where does that value equal your dilution? And I know this is all businessese, but this is the way these guys look at it. It's not as simple as, boy, it'd be fun to have a team in Seattle. It's real money.
But Brian, what about the billions that how do they split up the expansion fee?
This is important to point out. This is why the CBA is important.
Yeah.
When an NBA team sells a ticket, they have to share 50% of that revenue with the players. When they get money from ESPN and TNT, they have to share 50% of that with the players. That's what the salary cap comes from. They take all the money that the NBA gets in basketball-related revenue, split it in half, divide by 30. It's a little more complicated than that, but I'm just generalizing. That's what the salary cap is. And the NBA players are guaranteed that 50%. In fact, if there's, some years they total up the money at the end of the year and they go, oh, look at this. The NBA players only got 47%. Okay, everybody, you're all getting $1 million or you're all getting 500,000. That's happened. That's happened in, pre-pandemic. That was happening. And there's also years where, oh boy, the money wasn't in as good. We thought it would be more. The players, you got to give some money back to the owners, which is why the players actually get 10% of their paychecks held in an escrow account so that to balance that money that it gets transferred to the owners. So when you have expansion, that is not in basketball related income. So if you were able to get $3 billion for an expansion team, and let me just say to you, if the expansion is in 3 or 4 years, it'll be more than $3 billion. But the math is easy on $3 billion.
Yeah.
That's $300 million for each team. Okay. If you do it twice, that's $600 million.
Yeah.
They don't have to share it with the players. So again, I'm generalizing, there's other factors at play here, but if you were the owner of the Oklahoma City Thunder and you voted to allow in 2 NBA teams and you sold both for $3 billion, you'd get a check for $600 million because you've allowed somebody into your club. That sounds amazing. Oh my God, 600 million. Like who wouldn't want 600 million? Well, let me just say that over the course of the next, 5 to 10 years, maybe that 600 million wouldn't look so good because the money that you now have to give those 2 teams. So that's a factor. The money has to be high enough that that they'd be willing to sell equity. That's number one. Number two, there are teams in the NBA that are losing money right now. And those teams get revenue sharing from their partners. So like, I remember 5 years ago, I actually got the books of the NBA. They were leaked to me and I could look at it. And like the Memphis Grizzlies and Charlotte Hornets, and I remember that year, the Denver Nuggets were getting tens of millions of dollars from their partners. Now, the Grizzlies weren't good at that time. They're doing better now. They've got a better TV deal. But I remember looking, and again, I want to say this again. This was 5 years ago. There's another TV deal. But in 1 week, the Lakers made more TV money than the Grizzlies did the whole season. 1 week.
Say that sentence again.
When I got the books,
people need to know this stuff, man. About
5
the
years
TV
ago,
deal.
the Lakers made more money from their local TV, Spectrum Sports in LA, in 1 week than the Grizzlies made for the entire season. Okay. So if you're an owner and you're saying, well, I don't want to dilute my equity down, what we should just do is take teams that are losing money and relocate them to cities where they would make money. Then I wouldn't have to write a check. Like I don't want to single out
Brian, let
individual
me
teams.
ask you this.
Yeah.
Is there any markets in the States that you think are like guaranteed to be amazing?
Well, see, that's the thing.
Like where do you move to in the States?
Yeah, I don't want to
It's-
single out any teams because I get there.
no,
First
I'm
off, I
not.
haven't seen.
No. I'm not telling you to single out teams, but it's. I guess is Seattle that great of a market? It's Kansas City, is Las Vegas, is St. Louis, is Tampa. Like, are these
Well,
places?
I don't
Nashville,
want to single out teams, but
Louisville,
like, is Seattle a better market than Team X
Memphis.
that I won't say?
Yeah,
I won't say what market. Yeah, Seattle would be a better market
yeah.
than some
And
markets
don't
that the
bring
NBA is
Louisiana
currently.
to it because I get mad.
Spears, I'm not mentioning any cities.
Yeah,
Yeah, Seattle would be a better market. Mexico City would be a better market. And in that way, you wouldn't have to dilute your ownership stake in the whole
yeah,
league, your equity, and you would say, well, here's a market where we're sending,
yeah.
$30 million a year. Because I remember like in 2017, 18, I remember seeing the books, or 16, 17, whenever I saw them. Like the Hornets were getting over $30 million a year. So like,
Yeah.
the Lakers were basically sticking a line in their cash vein, the Warriors sticking a line in their cash vein and sending it to teams like Charlotte.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.